Seconds Out with Lauren Price MBE in Bournemouth. Laurie, it's a little bit hard here. I apologise in advance, but how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Just looking forward to Sunday now. It's a bit different, isn't it? Sunday to Saturday. But yeah, I'm just looking, get out before Christmas. My 4th fight this year, obviously going into my 6th professional fight altogether, but just going out, putting on a good performance and then going into the new year.
I said the same thing. I wouldn't trip myself up, but I've done it as well. I've said Saturday instead of Sunday, but Sunday is indeed an active year for you, a good year for you as well too. Do you feel that, look, you want to put the icing on the cake in terms of the year, get the win and look forward to a bigger 2024?
Yeah, 100%. Just obviously get through Sunday now. I'm not looking past that, but going into 2024, I want to be chasing them world titles. I want to fight for a world title in 2024. It's been put to me about the Mayer and Jonas, the winner of that, and that's where I'd like. So that's the main goal next after Sunday.
We'll get to that in a second. Talk for your fight first of all. Silvia Bortot, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, in the opposite corner. What's your scout report on Silvia? Where do you feel you have the advantages, or where do you feel you're going to end the fight in the ring on Sunday?
Yeah, obviously she boxed Mikaela Mayer last fight, and even though Mayer won every round, I thought he was competitive. She's strong, she's tough, she knows what she's doing. She likes to fight in close range, but I believe, overall my boxing ability, my skill, my speed, even on the inside and that as well, I think, I'll just, put on a good performance and get the win.
Have we seen the best of you in the ring yet? Do you feel like you've shown the full version of Lauren Price in the ring?
No, obviously each fight I see little improvements, and I'm settling down more. It's a different game from the amateurs, but I'm settling down nicely. And each fight I can see improvements. My team can see improvements, so that's the main thing. I'm in the gym, 24/7. So, I'm just looking forward to fight night now and showing what I've been working on. And each fight, I think, obviously I'm a bit more composed as well. So, and first couple of fights, you've got to get used to this whole pro thing, fight week, the big stage. Now I'm used to that. I just want to go out and enjoy myself, and when I'm relaxed, that's when I perform at my best.
In terms of the boxing specifically, do you feel that you've brushed off the amateur style, or at least the most of it, in terms of fashioning your pro style going forward?
I wouldn't say brushed off. Obviously, my amateur style, it got me an Olympic gold medal. So for me, I don't want to take away anything of like my skill or my speed. I got great feet. So for me, it's just about minimising the movement and, obviously settling down a little bit more as there's longer rounds and stuff like that, and a little bit more spike on my shots. But with that, obviously, just comes with each fight. And each fight, I feel like I'm getting to the finish article, as I can say, I suppose.
I lived in Wrexham when I was a kid. When's the big Welsh homecoming happening?
Hopefully next year. It's a dream of mine to box in Wales, have my homecoming, and have the Welsh fans there. I'd love to bring boxing back to Cardiff. Obviously we got Joe Cordina, flying the flag as well. So it's a shame, with different obviously promotions that way. But I can't wait to get my own show on in Wales, and get a couple of the Welsh boys on the undercard as well, and show how good we are in Wales for Welsh boxing.
If you look at what Chris is doing with Bournemouth, he's done the smaller shows, and these shows are great when it comes to the atmosphere and such, great nights. And then he had the fight at the Bournemouth Stadium, and think, look, I want exactly that, just the Welsh version.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to fight in Cardiff Castle. That's a dream of mine. I seen Tom Jones there a couple of weeks back, so yeah, that was great there. And I love, massive fan of Tom Jones. I've seen him a couple of times. So yeah, I'd love to box in Cardiff Castle, but anywhere in Wales, that's a dream of mine, and I can't wait for it to happen.
Surely you've met him.
Well, I haven't met him. I've been in the crowd and that, and got a funny story really. When I was about 9, my nan took me to see him in Ponty Park, and obviously Tom Jones obviously being like obviously Dirty Tom and that. I was only a kid, and I bought a pair of black thongs, wrote my name, Lauren Price, age 9, and my phone number, and threw them on the stage. But obviously I'd love, I'd walk out with Tom Jones' song as well, get the crowd going. It'd be even better if he was there to, sing me out, but I think he's a bit too famous at the minute. So I'll just have to, get the Welsh fans on board, get them singing out to Delilah or something like that.
I don't think he's too famous for you. I think it'd be a pleasure for him to walk you out, and when you get there as well too, it'd be a great moment. I'd love to see it myself. Let's talk about more boxing. You said about Jonas versus Mayer is happening. You got your eye on that fight. Break it down for me. Who do you think comes through that fight?
You know, it's an interesting one. I think it's a 50-50 fight, if I'm honest. Obviously, like with Tasha boxing in Liverpool as well, having the home crowd. And then obviously there's question marks around Mayer doing a new weight again, moving up again. So for me, I think it's a 50-50 fight. If I had to pick a winner, I'd probably say Jonas. And if I was to choose a winner who I'd like to fight next, I'd probably say Jonas, just because she's British. And, you know, I think it'd be more of a build-up as well. More of an historic fight, I suppose. So I hope she wins. And I think it's going to be a great fight either way.
You sort of half answered my next question in terms of your preference of who you like to fight, but is there an easier style for you? Do you feel like Jonas' style is easier for you, or Mayer's style?
Do you know what? I just deal with, you know, whoever's in front of me, I adapt. And I think that's a good thing of obviously having the amateur background that I've had. You know, I've been to every, you know, I box against every style. Being obviously Olympic champion, world champion, European champion, I've come across heavier girls as well, obviously boxing at 75. And like you said, come across every style. So, you know, there's nothing which I'm going to face in the pros which I haven't been in there with before. Don't get me wrong, obviously it's a different game, we've got smaller gloves on and stuff like that. But obviously style-wise, I think obviously you've got Jonas, southpaw. She's got a good backhand as well, and she's a great boxer, what she's done for women's boxing. And then obviously you've got Mayer. I think obviously like her work rate, that's a big part in her game, and obviously her pressure. She's a pressure fighter in a way. So yeah, either one, but obviously I think it's a 50-50 fight when on January 20th I'll be keeping a close eye on it.
A couple of final things I want to get your thoughts on. First of all, did you see Cameron Taylor too? What did you think of the fight?
Yeah, I thought it was a great fight again. I thought it was a knockdown in the first or second round. But I thought Katie Taylor, you know, she done the right thing. She done what she needed to do to win. I think she frustrated Cameron in a way. Obviously, she got fast hands, but in time she was holding, which obviously played into Katie's hands because Chantal couldn't get her work off. But, you know, I'd love to see that again. And it'd be nice, I think, obviously, to have Chantal's homecoming, because I felt like, even though Katie Taylor, you know, she's someone who I look up to and she's a legend and that, I felt like even though Chantal won the fight before, it was kind of, you know, about Taylor again. So it'd be nice, you know, for Chantal to have her homecoming and do it that way. But yeah, we'll see.
Savannah Marshall, someone who's been championed by Sky Sports and by Boxer, she's now made the move into MMA. Have you got kicks? Can you grapple? Would you ever do it?
Yeah, obviously I got a bit of background. Obviously that's when I first started off, martial arts, kickboxing. I won 4 world titles. Yeah, Europeans. Yeah, I've done a bit of stand-up and that. I've done a little bit of floor work as well, not a great deal. But I just had this conversation now actually with Dan, and I was like, if I was to do it towards the back end of my career. But yeah, fair play to Savannah, you know, she's mixing it up. Obviously got shields in it as well, so it's interesting, isn't it?
Forget the Swiss Army knife, we've got the Welsh Army knife. Welsh Army knife, Lauren Price MBE. What happens on Sunday night?
Lauren Price wins, classy performance. Obviously I'm not going to look for the knockout. If it comes, it comes. For me, you know, it's just about, you know, sticking to my boxing, listening to my corner and win that way.
All right, looking forward to the fight. Thanks for your out.